The United Nations says with the right course of action, the spread of the AIDS virus could be eradicated by 2030. The international body releasing a report this week leading up to World AIDS Day, which is being recognized today. Despite the promising report, UN officials say more than 9 million people living with HIV around the world are without access to care. Jason Gaidola joins us live tonight with more on this. Hey, Jason.
Hey there, Matt. Health professionals and advocates here in Canada say more work is needed to be done for those people who are living with HIV and don't know it. Professionals are estimating that roughly 10% of people living with HIV are unaware.
Whoever wins the next general election can help us end AIDS worldwide by 2030, starting right here at home. In the UK, new HIV diagnoses are down 46% since their peak in 2015. We can be the first country in the world to defeat this awful virus. Let's do it. Let's do it.
In his address to politicians at Westminster, musical icon and AIDS fundraiser Sir Elton John applauded his homeland for its HIV testing expansion in prevalent areas and echoes calls from the United Nations who want more action to end the virus by the turn of the decade.
Every single minute, a life is lost to AIDS. Every week, 4,000 adolescent girls and young women are newly infected by HIV. And still, 9.2 million people around the world that are living with HIV do not have access to life-saving treatment.
Today is World AIDS Day, and this week, the international body released a report ahead of today's reflection, saying grassroots efforts with more funding will be the driver to achieve its goal. HIV, which can lead to the deadly AIDS virus, has been traced back to the 1920s. It became an epidemic in the 1980s, prompting strong advocacy.
The main thing to prepare them for is that experience, tolerance, understanding.
Today in Canada, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau issued a statement recognizing the day, adding our 5-year action plan on sexually transmitted and blood-borne infections has helped improve access to HIV treatment and care, prevent new cases, and reduce transmission. According to last year's stats from Health Canada, there were more than 1,800 new HIV diagnoses, a 24% increase from 2021, and health officials say roughly 10% of carriers don't know they have it.
I mean, World AIDS Day this year, including Canada, is all about taking cues from community and engaging these communities, dealing with the stigma around it and dealing with discrimination in healthcare and making it more and more accessible.
Social justice professor Peter Newman at the University of Toronto credits modern medicine for helping people who live with HIV. But access to care, especially for marginalized communities, needs to improve.
Pre-exposure prophylaxis. It's like 99% effective at preventing infection. It's amazing. The trouble is you have to have access to it, and you have to take it.
Elton John, who started a foundation to help with efforts, also urged U.S. Congress to keep up with commitments.
We must make it easier for people to access powerful prevention tools like PrEP by removing barriers to care like lack of insurance. A national PrEP program in the United States would make that possible.